What's going on, America? Once again, you already know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, we got another quote unquote mass shooting. This time, this one took place in Louisville. And let me say something before I start. I'm not gonna really make this too long. I'm probably gonna say some things people probably not gonna understand. Coming from me, they're gonna be like surprised to hear me say this stuff. But it's a reason. It's a method to my madness. So stay tuned for that. But let me just add this. I just found it weird that I think something already happened in. I think Louisville passed. I think Kentucky, right? They passed a law when it came to telling the feds go fuck themselves when it comes to trying to come into Kentucky regarding the gun laws. I guess to get an ATF to finger, and then I think something happened after that. I think it was a spill, right? It was a spill somewhere in Kentucky, and then here we go in Louisville, Kentucky, something regarding guns now. Don't y'all find that a little weird? Louisville gives the government a thumbs up, fuck you, when it comes to the ATF. Then not too long after that, they get a spill, a chemical spill. Then after that, we have a mass shooting in Kentucky. Wow. But anyway, that's something for the people that call us tin foil hat wearers. That's something for y'all to grab onto. Do with it wherever you like. But anyway, so we have another mass shooting today. Now, for the people that don't like firearms, man, y'all probably don't like what I'm gonna say. Right? Put it like this. For the people that don't like guns, the first thing they like to say is, put it like this. Look, at this point, it doesn't matter anymore about arguing with them. It makes no sense to argue with those folks. They're always going to believe what they believe. Everything is the gun's fault. Not just the gun's fault, it's your fault. The politicians, same thing with them. Every law that gets passed is to restrict you, never to restrict the one that's in the street running around doing crazy shit with the guns. All right? It's never to restrict them. It's always aimed at you. Put it like that. But anyway, we live in a very backwards country, man. This country is backwards where the people that have no regard for life, they get rewarded most of the time. And the people that are trying to be good folks and live a clean life, they get labeled and demonized. It's gonna happen anyway. That's just the country we live in. That's what it is. Guns are bad. Guns are bad. We shouldn't have them. They're bad. That's the narrative. They're gonna always push that. It's never gonna change. Okay, so just to all the gun owners, man, just deal with it. It is what it is, and they have the right to feel like that, man. See, we supposed to have rights in this country. They have the right to not like firearms, but it's funny because these same people don't respect our right to like firearms. Ain't that kind of odd? So I say ban them. Just get rid of them. When I mean ban them, meaning we can't go in stores and I like that Glock or I like that AR. Well, you can't get it, sir. You're not a police or military. Ban them. Please ban them. Please ban them. I really would like to see them banned. Not for the reason you motherfuckers think I want to see them banned. I want to see them banned just so I could prove a point to you dumbasses. That's why I want to see them banned. Into this though, before the Gun Control Act in the '60s, right? I remember my grandpa used to show me this magazine, and it had firearms in it. He was able to order guns. He's like, yeah, you can order guns straight to our house, pistols, rifles, everything. Before it was all these crazy background checks, everything. You were able to get a gun to come right to your house. How come there weren't any mass shootings back then? Now we have all these laws. Don't you find that kind of strange? We got all these laws on the books, and we also have all these mass shootings now. Don't tell me handguns didn't exist. There was semi-automatics in the '60s. There was rifles in the '60s and '70s. There was rifles back then. So where were all the mass shootings back then? They don't like talking about that. You know how many times I ask questions? I bring this up to the people that don't like firearms. They're like, hey, you want them to get banned, but keep talking about the mass shootings, but you know, mass shootings is like almost like a new thing. How come? How come they weren't around when there were no real gun laws in the country? When there was no federal when there was no need for a FFL to get a gun. What happened to the mass shootings? Why now? Agendas maybe? Nah, couldn't be, right? Nah, nah, couldn't be. So that's why I say ban them. Ban all of them, man. See, they really want to do that anyway. See, just recently, the AR-15 is the focal point. The AR-15 is the scary gun to blame because it's the biggest one. They they know most of these shootings happen with handguns, but they run for the big gun because it kind of tugs on people's emotional strings. So they run for the. You notice in these last mass shootings, go back and look. They'll throw the handgun in there. They'll say the person had a pistol, but what you always see in their hand, the rifle. Buffalo shooting, AR-15. The shooting in Louisville, they said he had a long gun. It's gonna end up being an AR-15. The shooting at the Christian school, she had an AR-15. Um, a lot of the more recent ones, AR-15s. The so-called the Sandy Hook thing, AR-15. Uvalde, AR-15. Don't y'all see? Don't you see what's going on? They're they're gonna scatter the pistol in there. They gotta throw that in there because the pistol was next. They're not gonna go after the pistol first. Because think about it, Columbine. How come they weren't calling for banning handguns during Columbine? Them dudes didn't use no assault rifles, or so-called assault rifles. They used, well, what did they have? Handguns. Then they had a Tech 9, I think. I don't remember what guns it was, but they were pistol calibers, man. But they weren't ranting and raving to ban them, were they? It's some listen. It's something they it's something about the rifle round that they just don't want us with, dude. And you got to ask yourself, what is the problem? What are they so afraid of? Don't they have the upper hand on us? They have fully auto with select fire. They got tanks and everything, right? So why are they so hell bent on taking your little measly pea shooter? Isn't that the thing? That's another thing that the gun grabbers say. Oh, you want to cling onto your guns because you want to fight tyrannical government with just your little old rifles? That's not going to be enough. Well, damn, could have fooled me. Because if they're not enough, then they would be leaving us alone with them, right? Hey, I'm just saying, if leave the little people alone with their little peon weapons. If you big and mighty, our weapons ain't a threat to you, right? Hmm, pretty interesting outtake, huh? Outlook on things. So they know that there's no way that mass shootings is gonna stop. You ban them all tomorrow, they act as if magically it's gonna be kumbaya the next morning and poof, no more mass shootings. They know damn well that's not gonna happen. They know it unless they're too stupid to realize that's not reality. But if it did happen, let's just say they did ban all of the quote unquote assault rifles. They banned them all. What's left is the handguns and the shotguns and the bolt action rifles. So what they would do is this: once all of the rifles is banned out of the stores, you're gonna start seeing more mass shootings with handguns. Oh, now we gotta get the scary handguns, the Glocks with the 30-round magazines is gonna be the next one to blame. They're gonna ban the handguns. We got all the handguns now. People gonna start getting shot with revolvers. Oh well, that's revolvers. That long barrel on the revolvers, it looks scary. Just take the revolvers now. Take the revolvers. Revolvers gone. Shotguns, semi pump action. Oh man, that thing look menacing. Look at that. Look at the grip on it. And ATF gonna do some weird shit and say that the foregrip look menacing, and then they're gonna, oh, the round is too big, and they're gonna ban semi-autos and they're gonna ban pump action shotguns. And then finally, last but probably not least, they're gonna ban the hunting rifles, the bolt actions, the 270s and the 30-06s and everything. They're gonna go after those when those start being used in school shootings and mall shootings. You see, that's the pattern. They start small by one, by one, by one. And I think that's the most cowardly thing you could do. Just be real. Be like Dianne Feinstein. She kept it all the way real. She said, look, if it was up to me, Mrs. and Miss America, turn them all in. Respect that. Even though I don't like her, I respect that 100%. The rest of these clowns, they being real sneaky with the shit. Knowing what the real agenda is, they want to take them all. But they trying to pretend like it's just the AR. It's not going to stop with the AR. They think we that dumb to really believe that. It's not the AR. It's all of the guns. And let's say they took all of them. Then you're going to start seeing mass stabbings. Oh, God. Kershaw got a lawsuit against him now. Cold Steel, Gerber. All of these knife companies are going to start getting lawsuits. Let's ban the knives now. Too many people getting stabbed with these knives. These knives look menacing. The machete is going to look like the scary old assault machete. You're going to start seeing all this stuff. Before you know it, man, we're going to be motherfucking cutting. We're going to be cutting our pancakes with our fingers, dude. That's the end goal, son. So I say, please ban them. Now. Ban them. I want you to. Please ban them. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen when you ban them. Number one, if you think Americans is going to turn them in, that ain't going to happen. Number two, if you think mass shootings is going to stop, that ain't going to happen. Maybe you need to look at it in a different direction. Just saying. To all you fucking idiots out there, maybe you need to look somewhere, turn your head to the left, look somewhere else and figure out where these mass shootings are really coming from. Look a little closer. It ain't hard to figure it out. It ain't up to me to tell you. You go find out. Hint, it ain't your neighbor. Put it like that. Yeah. Yeah, they just that rotten, dog. Yeah. That's how I'm always feel like that. I'm always feel like that, bro. Period. And I'll tell them to their face, y'all rotten. But anyway, ban them. Because guess what? Newsflash. They know this though, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. You ban them tomorrow. There's millions of rifles still out there on the streets. It might seem easier for a mass shooter to go to a gun shop and get a gun because maybe it's the easiest route to do now. But when you take away the easiest route, the next route is going to become the easiest route. That's all it is. It's just like drugs. You know, you take fentanyl from, you can't go to the store and buy fentanyl. Like, you can't just go, hey, look, can I just go over the counter and buy that fentanyl? No, got to get a prescription. All right, well, I'll find another way to get the fentanyl. See how that works? You could try to write and legislate away shit all you want. Not gonna stop, man. People are creative. Humans, we always found ways around shit. If you take all of the guns, you're just gonna come out with something else. It's gonna be a flintlock. We're gonna come out with zip guns. That's what it is, bro. The point is, it's really not about the gun. They don't want you with nothing. They don't want you with nothing, bro. It don't have to just be a gun. They don't want you with knives. They don't want you with bows and arrows. They don't want you with stun guns. If they can have it their way, they take all of them because any weapon is still a threat to them. It is. Why do you think other countries, they don't want their citizens to have guns or civilians to have guns? Because they don't even want the least bit of an equalizer. They don't want that. Even if it's just a shred of resistance, they don't want even that. So all these stupid idiots running around here, and that's another thing that's dangerous. You got these people, and I explained that in my last video. Every time I say, look, what's the solution? What should we do about the mass shootings? Ban them all. Not just ban them, confiscating my people's houses. You got to be the stupidest motherfucker to even think about something like that. You have to be a demonic soul to want to go in someone's home. And these same people don't want the cops to come in their house and do that. They want you to get your door kicked in. They feel like since they don't have guns that they somehow exempt. Yo, bro, newsflash. shit happens, they'll put you on that list too and run up in your fucking spot. Then what? But then again, them people don't care. They'll open their asshole for a cop or a military or a soldier. It don't matter. They'll bust it wide open for them because they just that much in love with their government. But that is a super dangerous thing to advocate for, man. And I just find that really odd because they want other people with guns to confiscate. Only way you can confiscate guns is to use guns, right? They're not gonna go to there and knock on the door with some roses and say, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. America, I'm here to collect your firearm. I'll give you some roses and a handshake." They're going in there and they're gonna try to use brute force, and a lot of people just ain't going for that. So what you think is gonna fucking happen? You think that's gonna be? You think there are gonna be people that's gonna roll over? Not every, most are not gonna roll over. So you think it's gonna end well for the police? You think it's gonna end well for the civilians? You're gonna have cops getting killed. You're gonna have civilians getting killed. But I thought you don't like violence. You just said you don't like gun violence, but you just called for gun violence. That's mass gun violence right there. Just by you wanting your fellow neighbor to get their door kicked in because they simply own a fucking gun. So you want, what if a cop come in? People got children. Children, they got pets. You know, kick the door in for a gun. They shoot somebody pet or somebody kid. Well, would that parent be right to return fire? Or would he be wrong to return fire? You ever thought about the cop's family? What if he gets killed in the middle of that and he got a kid at home and a family? You didn't think about that, did you? No, all you think about is gun control. But see, they don't have they don't have the brain capacity to fathom these things, what could possibly go wrong with a gun confiscation. All they thinking about is civilians giving up their weapons. They're not thinking about the consequences. And they don't understand that the consequences, they're wrapped in that too, because people will start coming to look for you because you caused one of their family to get killed by a military soldier or a cop because they didn't want to turn in their gun. You caused people to die, go to jail. Now people are gonna start going to look for you, motherfuckers, like that. So that's what you really want. And then guess what? If that did happen, what they would do is this: they'll run and go get the cops. And guess what the cops carry? Those. They'll run and go get one of those, so the cops carry that. They'll run and go get one of those, man. Right? A gun. Yeah. Makes no sense, dude. They're calling for violence, bro. When you call for gun confiscation, that's violence, man. They know it won't end well for a lot of people, especially the cops. It's not going. It's more people than it is them. And you got to think about it. People are already upset. People are already on the edge. Prices is going up. People losing their jobs, struggling. You think the last thing they care about is they want a cop knocking on their door trying to take their weapon, bro? So you want them to also be defenseless from all of the criminals out there as well, too, right? You want their guns taken so they can't defend their family. So you actually calling for double violence. You calling for the cops to be violent against civilians, and you're welcoming the criminal element to use gun violence against good civilians. Y'all frauds, bro. Y'all frauds. And y'all live in your own fantasy. Get out of my country, bro. If I ever somebody like that, get a backhand from me, bro. If they ever came to me with that garbage, you don't belong in my country, bro. Get out. Same people that talk about how North Korea is Kim Jong-un and all, but then you turn around and you call for your fellow neighbors to have their guns taken from them. How's that working in North Korea? If you don't like the way shit rocking over here, man, get out. There's many countries that don't have guns. You can go stay there, bro. We don't need your ass here. Go. Now I'll say this. I know people that die with guns, and that's another thing they do too. What if it was your family or somebody you knew that died while gun? world you live in? A lot of us know people that got shot. I'm from Brooklyn. I lost a lot of friends. I didn't blame the gun. Blame the person that shot the gun. Last time I checked, the person that killed some of my friends, the gun didn't go to jail. The dude did. Talking about. Using that logic then, right? I should be able to blame the knife for somebody I personally knew that got stabbed to death. My cousin got killed. He got hit by a car. He's dead. He was only 15 years old when he died. I should be blaming the car company that put together that fucking 3,000-pound machine and mowed down my little cousin. How come I can't blame Ford or whatever car maker that was? Nah, the lady, she's in jail for doing that. Yeah, rightfully though. It's not Toyota's fault. Not Ford's fault. She decided to go behind that wheel and take a life recklessly. Same with a firearm, same with a knife, same with a baseball bat. It don't fucking matter. But I'm preaching to the choir. I'm not here to change these dudes' mind. I'm just here to get shit off my chest. I don't care what they think. But I'm serious. Ban them. Ban them. Because guess what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing ain't going to stop because you're looking in the wrong direction to why these mass shootings is happening. You need to open your eyes, pay attention to the patterns. You'll figure it all out. I'm not here to persuade you. You got to start thinking for yourself, slave. This is Rebel 9, man. I don't really have nothing else to say. I just want to give my condolences to the people that lost somebody. But it's pretty evident, man. These mass shootings there's something sinister going on with these things, man. And it's scary because nobody's talking about that. Nobody's ever going to talk about that element. Nobody's ever going to talk about that. And people think that these things can't happen. Yeah, they can. You don't understand your governments, bro. But hey, listen, like I said, all the people out there that lost their lives to these stupid shooters, man. Rest in peace. But here's the thing, man. What's the solution though? What's the solution to all the mass shootings, man? I talked about this on one of my shorts. The solution is there is no solution. We live in a world where bad things happen. These people that want to take firearms and stuff, they live in a bubble, man. They live in some kind of warped sense of reality where they believe that once the firearms get taken legally out of stores, somehow all of the mass shootings and gun violence is going to stop. Not just so-called mass shootings in stores and stuff, just gun violence all over America is going to stop the minute that all guns are not going to be in civilians not able to go into a shop and buy a gun. That's just going to stop everything. No, it'll slow it down. No, it won't. Because right now, is it slowing it down? How much gun violence you see out there? Is it slowing it down? It's not slowing it down. You take them out of the stores, fine. There's a black market right now with just as many guns in that black market as you can go find a gun on a rack inside of a gun shop right now. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, man. You ain't stopping none. You might be even making things worse. So when they say these things, I laugh at them because it's funny. They have no real solutions. Oh, you want teachers to run around with guns? No, we don't. If they want to, they should be able to have that option to have a gun in school to protect the kids. I think they should have training. Go to like the field, like an air marshal training, because that's real tough training. Go through something like that. Principal and stuff like that. Have a couple of rifles locked into like a special locker with only like a certain individuals can get to them. Real strong safe that can't be broken into, and it can be accessed if they need it. I mean, you think about it, man. What the fuck is kids ducking under a table gonna do? What is teachers? Teachers supposed to protect the kids. How can you protect kids by telling them to get under a desk and locking the door, hiding behind the desk. How's that really protecting them? You're not protecting them, bro. The shooter will get through that door. He can come back through the window from outside the school and get inside those classrooms, man. So it's a false sense of reality, man. False sense of reality. But we know that's the way they live because they've been conditioned to depend on daddy government. They've been conditioned for the longest and bred to hate firearms in the hands of you. And you notice they always say the same thing, right? Some of these politicians say the same thing too. We don't want guns. These weapons of war they don't belong on the streets. They belong in cross seas fighting wars. All right, then so why cops got them then? Are the cops cross seas fighting wars? They right here in this country, right? Why you don't say the same thing about them? It's crazy. So look, till that change, and it won't. Ain't nobody giving up no weapons. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Care how many laws you pass, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry to burst your bubble. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, this is Rebel 9. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. I'll catch y'all later, man. And I'm off this. Salute. Watch your six.